Happy Monday. Welcome, Pisces. This is the Feminine Inquisition. My name is Tiffany, and we are doing your reading. This is a What's Coming Towards You series. I'm going to use the Good Tarot, 6 cards. I'm going to clarify with the After Tarot. And also, I think I'm going to close out with the Wisdom of the Ocean, but I'm going to start with some astrology cards, okay? So this is for any Pisces placements that speak to you or Pisces people that you're checking up on. This is still in the month of July. Your July monthlies are up. If you want a reading with me, there is a way to get in touch in the description box. If you want to build your chart, if you want to join the school community, everything is in the description box. Let's get to it. So, Good Tarot, Astro cards. What's the energy of what's coming towards Pisces for the remaining days of this month, leading out into 6 weeks from this reading? I don't know where you are on the timeline. Please take what works for you and leave the rest. Okay? Can I just have one? Thank you. I got Gemini, the communicative. So, as you might have heard if you watched this Gemini season reading, Gemini teaches us the beauty way, which is the wisdom of contradiction, that two truths can be held at the same time, right? And that is what they hold as their greatest sophistication, and it is what they teach the rest of the zodiac. So, shadow and mysticism of Pluto is on the underside of this deck, but we have some ideas that need to be balanced out, some middle way that needs to be found, and something that needs to be communicated outwards about this middle way. It does have to do with the shadow. It does have to do with mysticism. Pluto often, even though it doesn't say on this card, is about getting to the layers underneath, right? Which is not very difficult for water signs to dip in and out of. You're also a mutable sign, Pisces, so you're accustomed to holding contradiction, except that for you it's emotions, for Gemini it's thoughts. And so sometimes it's really difficult for you to recognize where the limits are for you and how you can pick up and maybe a little bit too empathetic in gathering other people's emotions, other people's sensations and experiences. So we'll get into what it is that might be coming through, but Pluto is often about transformational energy, that we must dig to reveal the true power source or the true root of something, and therefore once we address that root, we find where our power has been eclipsed or hiding. For Pisces, 2 more for Pisces. What's coming towards them? These cards are massive. They're also really thick. For Pisces, please, 6 cards. Thank you. 6 of Wands, external harmony, public success. 5 of Air, a little bit of distortion, a little bit of manipulation, confusion. King of Fire, leadership on the situation. 10 of Cups, the happiness, the love, the circle of family. Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Cups, that's an opportunity that takes you to many different options. Ace of Water. It looks like I'm going more than 6, just feels right. 5 of Water. All right. So 2 aces are on the table. An Ace of Pentacles, which is a real world opportunity. An Ace of Water, which is the fountain inside of you that gives you grace, that gives you a sense of love of self, and therefore you can expand outwards to extend that kindness to other people. We are talking about something that has to do with emotions and extending kindness, heart energy, and in the external, outside of you. Now, there's opportunities, there's options, there's salvation, but there is also something that refers back to the past. I don't really know what that is. So something about what is coming towards you will inevitably make you refer back to the past. This sense of communication, I think, does bring a choice to you, because the Two of Swords is the shadow card for all of the specifics that have been laid out here. This is the card where there's a decision that needs to be made, but there's also this willful ignorance or inability to see the thing, or would rather not see the thing, or don't know that the choices that you are looking at are the only ones, and therefore you're unable to make a choice at this time. So it's indecision. Um, and there is pride here. The Six of Wands is great, is success. The King of Fire, this is a leadership, a cheerleader. This is a strong personality backed by a strong sense of love, support, community, friends, family, like I said. So I feel like there's an opportunity for expansion, but the rub, some of the confusion, the blindfold is the Five of Swords. And I think because you can't see all of the positive aspects here, you can't really make a choice. And I think it's because something about the past clouds your vision for the future, which is where we get back to Pluto, the shadow, and mysticism. So let's go to the Five of Swords. Perhaps when you go to communicate what would be success for you in the situation, it's very challenging to get out. The Five of Air is a communication card. It is, well, because it's swords, but also it's Venus in Aquarius, which means that it's very difficult because Venus is really about the sense of love, productivity, embodying empowerment, a real sense of self-worth and value. But in Aquarius, it pulls back too far and it becomes so objective that you miss the actual sense of the thing and you fill in the gaps with untruths, which is why it holds such distortive energy. This is the shadow card. This is using the crippling ideas that one has about themselves, or the conditioning that they came into this life with, that they then project onto the situation or other people that they are dealing with. Show me this Five of Swords, please. There's the truth. I don't think you can see it. Four of Pentacles. This is the after tarot. Ordinarily, the Four of Pentacles would be holding on to something. There's death making you let go. Five of Cups. We come back to the same energy. There is something that you maybe thought you were going to have success with, that you had to, at least what you thought you were meant to. The truth for you at the time was to let go and walk away from the thing, drop it. But actually, that was the distortion. You walking away from the thing was the distortion. King of Cups, pouring the cup out. Interesting. This is a severe reaction to something. So, there was an opportunity. Eight of Pentacles brought options. It also brought emotional intelligence. You see, the Seven of Water is underneath the Five of Swords. The Seven of Water, while it might be options for you to take, paths for you to walk, it's also the development. Seven is the development of the self, and it's water, which is cups, which is the development of your emotional intelligence. So this process has been one where you have learned a lot, and I think it's about being highly reactive, maybe not enough communication about your thoughts before acting on your emotions, and therefore ending in regret. So let's just see who this King of Fire is. The Chariot, the Three of Wands, Temperance. That's Cancer, Aries, Sagittarius, and there you are, Pisces, the Moon. I guess you couldn't really see how this was going to shape out to balance in the end, right? Because the Five of Swords precedes the King of Wands, meaning that if you had not been crippled by a distorted perspective, or feeling like you were given a distorted perspective and so therefore you were suspicious, this could have moved. And you could have found the energy to let this momentum take you into this balanced place of temperance. This is a person that is marked by manifestation, so you might have called them into your life. This is a person that is marked by 2 majors of 3 cards. This is a very huge, a beautiful energy, a huge forceful energy that almost makes me feel like anything is possible, right? I often do say that the King of Wands is like a cheerleader because he makes you rise to the occasion, and that is what this person, this energy, whether it was you trying to step up to this position and or feeling like you weren't ready, you weren't worthy, or if it is a person that you were engaged with, therefore walked away from because of whatever reasons that you didn't see them the right way, and there is the regret from turning your back to the situation. I know that they could be part of your family, or no matter what, they have heart space here. There's a lot of fear and turning your back on a situation. Can I see the opportunity? Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. Now, the Ace of Pentacles refers back to this Six of Wands. There was an opportunity for a great amount of success in whatever this was. Show me. What's the opportunity? Queen of Cups, the World, the Ace of Pentacles again. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. This was a brand new cycle, one that really put you at the top, one that maybe put you in a role of leader, nurturer, mother, whether it's an idea or an actual position of motherhood, right? Birthing bringing a soul into this world, or just a project that comes from you. In the After Tarot, the World card has the 4 aces, so it's another manifestation card. So this opportunity has been rewarded to you for your hard work, and there was nothing but great liftoff available here. Page of Swords. This refers back to Gemini. This refers back to communication. This refers back to a letter, a text message. Page of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. That's 2, 2, 3. So that's 5 aces are on the table. We don't have the Ace of Swords. Oh, no, we do. Oh, my God. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. That is 4 aces from the After Tarot. From the Good Tarot, you have 2 aces. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. So here this Ace of Swords is what the 4 of Swords sleeps on. The truth, the action that you were meant to take, meant to say, meant to really allow to pierce your skull so you understood it, somehow, some way, was slept upon. Instead of it being something serious, full of love, unconditional love, and knowing of oneself, this is immature and playful, without consequence or without foresight. No long-term vision here. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Show me. If we have the 7 of Cups followed by the Ace of Cups, we must understand that something was achieved, something was learned. The 7 presented themselves and 1 was chosen. And the 1 that was chosen then resulted in the 5 of Cups. So I'm not going to say that 1 chose poorly, but was maybe taking a side quest. I don't know if that's you or if that's someone else. You'll have to take what resonates for you. But I do know there's a sense of loss here. We have 10 of Cups and underneath 5 of Cups. It is so like you to have tons of water in your reading. But this is specific to something that you feel mixed about, and maybe still need to take action on in terms of closure, in terms of communication. Show me, please. Three of Pentacles, Sun, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups again. So the opportunity is still here. When this does play itself out, because I don't know where you are in the timeline, whatever loss you may be coming into in terms of things shifting, and then it's not what maybe you had hoped, or it's not what you wanted, or maybe you have an actual sense of independence from it. This Ace of Cups is yours to shine light on that the collaborative energy that was needed from you for this is complete. In the After Tarot, as you can see, there's no more people working in the Three of Pentacles. It's done. And it's done to your liking, to your contentment. There is the Nine of Cups. That's your management. Nothing is really lost. From what the Ten of Cups may have presented previously, you are still sitting here in the Nine. So show me the Five of Cups, which is inevitably going to refer back to the sense of self-worth and the distorted ideas of the Five of Swords. Yeah, I think that something shines brightly here for you. Hanged Man, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. You do have to start again, for whatever that means to you, but you have a new, fresh idea on a long-term plan. And I don't necessarily know that you are alone. The After Tarot shows the Two of Wands with two people. But I do think that you have recognized where you were not so adaptable previously. I'm really curious what it is that gets outwardly communicated from you. Because if you go from the Hanged Man to the King of Pentacles, you get clear. And the Two of Wands is active decision making. So 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, leveling up, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. We come right back here. A judgment call is made. So let's put this back. Let's go back to the good tarot, and let's learn, if we can, what choices you make, what is communicated, what you get clear on from the Hanged Man. For Pisces, please. One more. The Seven of Swords. That's the strategy. Strength of what you'll put your best effort to. Two of Pentacles. Six of Cups. So that's what's missing, right? Because if I take you back here, Seven of Cups, Ace of Cups, Five of Cups, right? So 7 minus 1 brings us the 6. 1 cup added to the 5 brings us to the 6. There's something that you have an idea about, that you get grounded on, Pentacle, that you can put your energy into, that revolves around the past, someone from the past. It is again Aquarius energy that takes you into a new cycle, right? Because previously the Five of Swords brought you to a cycle where you walked away from something, you let it go. You had to be patient. And here it's Aquarius energy again, Seven of Swords, that brings you to a place of juggling. Right. Can I see this Two of Earth, please? What's strange is that there's a contradiction here. And is that strange? Because we know that Gemini is the one that's guiding these messages. So you're stuck in this middle place, holding the world at your fingertips. tempering your spirit. When this comes in, there's a communication that comes in that tells you in your gut, as a trigger, you should depart from this. Perhaps it makes you think about a previous experience that you had, Five of Cups, and you don't really want it to go in the same way. So you think about being on your own. But the opportunity is to manifest whatever you'd like. Options, Seven of Cups. Not 7 plus 1, 8 of Cups, walk away from it, but rather 3 of Pentacles, done, and the 9 of Cups, contentment, wish fulfillment. And so if you, in the 5 of Cups, show me the King of Pentacles, here's the juggling, I want to know. 6 of Cups again, that's the same card. Emperor. 9 of Swords, slaying your dragons, the Hermit. So you're healing the ability to take action on something without letting fear dominate your responses. In the 6 of Cups in the After Tarot, they're walking away from well, we don't have the traditional imagery here, but normally he's leaning in and smelling flowers. And maybe previously what you have done in the distortion of the 5 of Swords is that you spent too much time overanalyzing, overthinking, being burdensome and overbearing with making large deals out of nothing, being overly emotionally complicated. We didn't see the devil, so I don't know what the shadow is exactly. But opportunities are all over this. And in the end, you come out on top showing me the King of Pentacles. It's not really your element, but you also showed me the Emperor. And when I ask, what are you going to say to clarify those 2 of Swords? What are you going to choose? I don't get a sense that you actually make a strong choice, Pisces. Is that just your way? Under the umbrella of Gemini? Because there, in the 7 of Swords, there's a strategy. There's independence. There's also turning your back on something. There's walking away. And this is the courage to juggle something. The past, as it relates to your ability to move forward without letting your mind contradict your actions. And we can see that with the Temperance here. But so why does your mind contradict you? For Pisces, please. We know that you are a mutable sign. We know, yes, that you have these 2 different emotions, the 2 fish swimming in different directions. But what is this about? Oh man, a sense of balance. So this is the 9 of Wands, exhaustion, resentment, aggravation, the breakthrough of justice here, and again, aggression, the Knight of Swords, nasty words. So I don't know, you're exhausted. You are exhausted from having to seek justice for words that are expressed that are unpleasant. And part of you is putting your best energy, your best strength into tempering your spirit and healing your triggers so that you don't react to it. And this is what you're calling maturity. Because whatever someone says to you goes to bed with you. And you no longer want that to be part of your story, as you are an emperor. And so, as a King of Pentacles, you're going to juggle slaying your dragons, and also sitting at the highest throne as emperor. There you are, King of Pentacles again. Yeah, so you're showing up deeply rooted in the physical, and this is the Page of Cups, meaning that there's a new emotional experience here where you integrate the isolation of these choices. You integrate the isolation of what it has meant previously and how you've exhausted yourself by responding. You can sit in abundance. You can let go and walk away. 8 of Cups. From harsh words. I didn't get a sense of who is giving you harsh words. I don't get a sense also if it's you who's giving harsh words, but I do know that the communication here is part of the reason why we come into confusion. So, a breakthrough in what it means to claim your happiness, enlightenment for long-term planning, even if it comes from a place of sadness. Recognizing that in order to get going and moving in a direction that speaks to you and your manifestations, you must temper your spirits. There is a strategy here of how to use your courage in the best possible way. There are so many aces available at your disposal throughout this time. Let's get you some advice. For Pisces, please. Advice about what's coming towards them. For Pisces. Thank you. Seaweed. Find beauty in vulnerability and let your resilience shine through life's challenges. So, what exactly have you been so rigid that you have not been able to sway through? And we saw that with the Four of Pentacles. And we see that if the Four of Pentacles is a holding pattern, it doesn't let things just move through you so that you can glide, so that you can balance in this beautiful presentation of the Five of Swords, then maybe it's vulnerability. Maybe it's that you've been resilient up until this point, that you're still fighting the same battles in new relationships and can't recognize the 10 of Cups when it shows up. And so forever, you're just by the energetic frequency that you maintain and reinforce, you're sitting in the 5 of Cups, and that's all that's going to be available to you because you cannot recognize the 10 when it's there. How will you use your strength? You know, the juggling is going back and forth. And so if you find that you're faced with these two thoughts, the communicative, the Gemini, the two polarities here, and you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people, the question then comes back to you. How emotionally available have you presented your own self? The universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are, right? So I'm going to read this again. Find beauty in vulnerability and let your resilience shine through life's challenges. All right, I leave it there, Pisces. I hope that something has been helpful for you here. Please let me know. And until the next time I read for you, ciao.